Welcome, my friends, to Love Them Knives channel. LTK here. Nemesis Knives. The MPR 2. Hey, thanks for tuning in. MPR 2 Nemesis Knives. Jeff Hall is a custom knife maker, and he lives in the Phoenix area, and I live in the Tucson area, so we're very close distance to each other. He's a viewer on this channel. Why? I don't know. He's a classy guy. What's he doing hanging around us ragtaggers? But he is. And he's responsible for these knives. He's responsible for Nemesis Knives, which, if you've seen the 3 articles that Knife News did on him and Nemesis Knives, it's about the MPR, MAR Private Reserve, Al Mar. If you don't know who Al Mar is, then I don't know if I can help you, bud. But in the 80s and 90s, I mean, he was rocking it with all his beautiful designs, the Almar Warrior, the Sear knives, folding and fixed blade. And this is a knife that is his design, Almar's design, not Jeff Hall. Jeff Hall's a custom knife maker, but he owns Nemesis Knives, and he's doing these as well. Why? Because Jeff Hall goes way back. He worked for Almar Knives, okay? So he was a rep for them, and he ended up, after Al passed away, with unpublished designs that Almar made before he died. And so he's bringing these into, actual knives now. Production, instead of just a drawing on a piece of paper. This is the MPR 2 as opposed to the MPR 1. MPR 2, one in tanto, one in just drop point, okay? Green G10, black G10, carbon fiber bolsters, liner lock, big, thick, heavy stainless steel liners that are skeletonized, bearings on the pivot, flipper, both of them, flippers. So I know I saw those Knife News articles, but I didn't pay much attention to them, and not as much as I should have. And so let me show you real quick. I'll run this right under your nose. Okay, so this was kind of the first one. Treasure trove of late Almar's designs. Debut of Mar Private Reserve. You can pause and read if you want. Jeff Hall of Nemesis Knives. This is the MPR 1. Okay, Almar did some long, thin type knife designs, and actually produced some that were. And this is the second page, so you can pause and read that. Okay? 25th anniversary of Mar's death, yeah. Been a while. Man, I loved them knives back in the 90s. Then it changed ownership, and I lost interest. Here's MPR 2, Mar Private Reserve 2. This is another article. I will give you a link to each one of these articles. I just think this is fascinating, and I'm sorry if this bores you to tears, but, I mean, Almar knives, they were the shit in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s. He was just rocking it. He worked for Gerber, did knife designs for them before he rolled out on his own. I'll give you a link to his bio, Vietnam, up to the time that he died. And you can read about it. Fascinating life, fascinating guy of Chinese descent. And there's the knives we're talking about here. So pause and read as you may want to. And then the MAR 3. So these are 3 different articles. I'll give you the link to all these. Now, bring steel upgrade instead of VG10, as he did on the MPR 1 and 2. He's doing the MPR 3 in S35VN. Okay, cool, slender, neat looking knife. So these are Almar designs. Okay, and they're made in China. And they have bearings on the pivot. And it's centered, no lock rock, no blade play. They got 3 standoffs in here. It is structurally crazy, heavy. I mean, just like, wow. No, that's just amazingly strong. Lockup is amazingly heavy. That's 40-50% on this one. And it's about 35 to 40 on this one. Okay, so black G10, black carbon fiber, Tanto. These are 8 inches long, not 8 1/4. 8 1/4 would be Spyderco Paramilitary 2, just like this. This one's actually 1/4 inch longer than this. Okay, flip the knives, kind of get a little bit more idea of this is bigger than this. Only by 1/4 inch though. So it's kind of hard to get that aspect ratio, but you can kind of see. Rex, buddy, you're off. Back to just being a great knife. And so VG10, you know, that's Japanese steel. And they're sharp out of the box. And if I can hold on to a piece of paper, I'll tell you. I'll show you. Show and tell. That's what this is all about, right? How do these knives feel in hand? The ergos are great. It's an Almar design. Hey, you know, nice palm swell in here. Pass through is real easy, jimped, easy to disengage. You got jimping on the top of this, so you can get up on it like that. Just a great size. They're a little heavy. I mean, like the Paramilitary 2, of course, it's not got, you know, it doesn't have like outstandingly big, thick steel liners or any of that stuff. You can see. I mean, you know, okay? But they're about the same thickness. These knives is 0.46, is 0.45. So, hey. Nice. You know, either flip this way or you can push button. That's kind of fun. I love the push button deal. These push button are really good. You know, they flip really good. I'd say the detent's a little on the weak side, probably about a 4 on my scale. You know, you can gravity flip these, not very difficult to do. Not real easy, but not all that difficult to do. And you can see how it comes down into the detent here. Yeah, sucks right in, doesn't it? So that's not bad. They centered up, and I took it apart, and I'll show you a picture of it pulled apart. These are the bearings. These are the 3 standoffs. Why they're black, I don't know. Why they're so close together, I don't know. That was part of the design. I guess Jeff is trying to keep true to that design. These are skeletonized. And so this is a little bit on this side too. It's where those screws, they come from this side through these standoffs and they screw into that liner there. So they just slide through these. So it's a little fidgety to try and get these screws to stay still. Slide those standoffs on and then set it down right there where you can screw this in. Plus you have to have the pivot done, the blade and bearing stacked and all ready to sandwich together. Then the outside G10 and carbon fiber is easy to put together. Adjust your pivot and you're done. So got lanyard holds on these, so that's really nice. It's not tubed, it's an open design, easy to clean. Pocket clip is deep carry. 2 screws in that little puppy. And no, it's not reversible, but it slides in the pocket really good. I could tell you that. 5.2, 5.3. This one's more like 5.3 ounces. This is more like 5.2 ounces. And I'll show you real quick. Well, 5.2, 5.3. This one's more like 5.3. Yeah, almost 5.4. Why it's a little heavier, I don't know. Maybe something different with the blade. Otherwise, they're identical. And then, to give you an idea of grams, 146, 147, 8 with this one probably. So a little bit heavier. Whether that's a difficulty for you to go with something that heavy, it's not bad. It's not 6 ounces, you know. So, but it's heavier than the Para 2 by, you know, an ounce and some. My problem with this knife here, let me tell you what I don't like about it, or what I think could be done to make it a little bit more livable, is you could kind of see how the inside edges of these liners are not really broken that well. They're not really beveled, angled, whatever, sanded. And so they could be sanded. So if you have a belt sander and stuff, you could take a knife apart and then take these liners and break the inside corners of these. And then it would make it less edgy. You can kind of feel that a little bit when you go across there. Not real bad, but you can kind of feel that. Now, I mean, you got a nice pass through, easy to disengage. They button flip. Can you feel it? Yes, because the detent is not as strong as some flippers. It's not far off, but it's a little weaker. So you could gravity flip it. I mean, it's not real easy. So 4, 4.5, somewhere in there. A lot of the flippers are 5, 5.5. If this was about a half a notch stronger, you could feel it. Although not bad. And the use of the length of the knife, not bad. Pretty efficient there. Beautiful stuff, huh? This is my favorite of the designs that are out right now. The other two are kind of long and real slender looking. This is a little bit more meaty, and this reminds me a little bit of kind of the Sear folding knives. Where is that? Well, you guys probably know the Almar stuff mostly by the Almar Warrior, right? This is my Battle Blades book, but this is right on the front cover. I mean, so... And then, of course, Bob Taylor made the Recat knives, round eye knife and tool company. So he made the Hobbit Warrior, the smaller one, smaller and lighter, and he made it in the U.S. He didn't make it in Japan. All the Almar knives here were made by G. Sakai in Japan, okay? Even though they were out of Oregon. And this is an old catalog. Probably some of you guys are like, wow, this is a cool catalog. It really is. The Green Beret, these Sear knives, really cool. And they're folding. Some of them had, you know, stag, beautiful. Oh man, these were just so cool. And then the fixed blade ones, some of them with the sawback. I think I know the 8 had it. The 7 didn't, so it must have been must be a 6, or maybe they had an option on the 7, and I think that was a 5. In any case, a lot of Japanese stuff on here. Then the Smatchet, of course. I had one once. I mean, I've had a lot of these knives at one time, but that was 20-some years ago. The SF10, Green Beret. Oh my God, that's an incredible knife. Of course, the Pathfinder and Special Warfare stuff. And of course, Presidential Bowie. George Bush was in office. Senior during the Desert Shield, then Desert Storm, and then the Alaskan Bowie. Just incredible stuff through here. Then you got the SOG, which I had the one with the black micarta. It's not even shown here. Oh my God, incredible knife. Almar. Oh, by the way, this is Almar. And there's more pictures of Vietnam. And, of course, the Fairburn Sykes, you know, like British Commando type combat knife. And, wow, Applegate. These are really cool daggers. Love them. Just there's just so much stuff. Oh, the Buzzard series. Talk about you got pistol grip there. Wow, just amazing. In any case, and then you had the regular Eagle and Falcon, Osprey series stuff. Just in any case, in case you were interested, bring these back down. Sorry, but I just, it's just fun, the Almar stuff. I wish they could bring back some of those designs. I mean, go on eBay and see what they're getting for those things now. Oh my God, $2,500, $1,500, whatever. It's just crazy money. In any case, so we're going to be seeing some fixed blade stuff from Nemesis, which is doing these Almar unmade, designs, taking these designs that were never made and making them affordable, because this on White Mountain Knives is $95, but with the 10% discount, you're about $86. So that's affordable. That's affordable. Believe me. Yeah, for an Almar design. Deep carry pocket clip. Good looking knives. This really goes in the pocket really well, and it hides down there pretty well too. But easy to disengage, easy to flip. I'd like the flipper tab to be further forward. I don't know if then you'd have to go to an internal blade stop to do that, so I don't know how that'd be done. It's got jimping on the flipper tab. So I can live with it the way it is. Push button, it's fun. Drops away, drops down, pretty smooth, captured bearings, Little on the heavy side, although if it weighed an ounce and a half less, it just feels cheapy to me. I'm sorry, but this is really structural. Not sure you need all these standoffs in here. Not sure why they were done in black, but this, it would probably be enough, actually, other than the pivot. But I mean, even if you move this up here, those two would be enough. These three side by side, don't know why. Just extra stuff in there that probably doesn't need to be there. So, might help reduce the weight if you took some of the standoff and accompanying screws out of there. But yeah, little edgy here. Detent not as strong as I'd like. And I'd say the flipper tab, be cool if it was further forward, but I don't know how much redesign you'd have to do with that. It's certainly not a big deal as far as the placement of the flipper tab, but I'm used to reaching really, kind of way up front. You can see what I'm saying? See where the flipper tab is? I'm reaching here. See? I like it. I like grabbing it kind of right here. Here, I'm already past it. So I'm have to push the knife forward a little bit, and so I can back up and get it there. So, oh well. Nifty. Be interesting. I'll try and check out some of the other Nemesis MAR private reserve knives as they come out. And I'll give you the link to the Nemesis Knife website, where you can look at some other designs that are there as well and available. And they're going to be doing fixed blades, which I think they already got some. They've got some little bottle openers, tools, neck knives, other things like that. So check that out. This is the black one, but they got both of them. And there's your stats for pause and read if you want to confirm what we've already said. And $95. So, what, 86 all in. And these things are fairly thin, like I said, 0.46, 0.47, 0.46 of an inch. So 11.8 millimeters and about 3 millimeters, I guess, if I'm going to try and get up here. Well, a little under that, 0.11. So fairly slender blade stock, which is probably not a bad thing, actually. In any case, interesting. About 4.5-inch handle. And overall, like I said, 8 inches. And right at 87 millimeter blade length. And 3.4, he's about right. And 3.25 cutting edge, 8 inches, a little over 20 centimeters total length. Yeah. But yeah, I love the design. I'm an Almar admirer, and for his, unpublished designs to come out in real form is really cool. I'll be interested in seeing what comes forth in the future, and the design flows. It flows. Wonderful. So Jeff Hall up in the Phoenix area, he's rocking it. He's doing this stuff, doing his custom knives. Check that out online, Jeff Hall Knives. Look around to the different knife people on retailers online that sell custom knives. You'll be able to see some of his custom knives. Really cool. All right, I'm gonna let you go. Flanagan, what do you think, bud? Time to fly. Nemesis Knives. This is their first show on my channel, but I'll guarantee you not the last. We keep getting some Almar designs here. I'll be excited about that. Thank you so much. Hey, you know what we do around here. We love them knives, so you guys stay sharp.